Good evening, everyone. Let me just check it up. I believe that everybody must be surprising why I'm doing all these necessary checks. Today is all about what we are going to discuss is about the interview phobia. And that definitely means why not means every single time when I hear this word interview, oh my God, means I cannot express that what I always feel that somebody is going to take my exam and there is a bit of nervousness, there is a bit of sense of means I'm not able to get that word since morning, that when I was planning this session I was wondering that what will be happening in somebody's head that when they hear this word out loud, interview. And for that I thought of that I might not be the right person to help you with that, so I thought of calling someone who is into more in observing the people who can help us, or I believe who can guide us that hey, this is something that everybody should look, or this is something that we want to do. Though I just want to make it loud that yes, there are a lot of YouTube videos out there, there will be a lot of websites, blog have been written regarding the interview tips and tricks. But what we thought of, like while discussing that, we don't want to talk about that what best we can offer it to you, we can help you, we can guide you that hey, this is something that you should do, or I should say this is something that everybody do as a mistakes, because every single time I have always told you that learning from others mistake is always a blessing. And I believe while you were going through my description for this video, there was a very famous quote by Oliver Holmes, which says that the greatest thing in this world is not so much where we stand, as in what direction we are moving. And similar thing happens when we are talking about interview. It is a two-way communication. So it totally depends on you where you want to make this discussion go, like your words, your statements, your postures, your gestures, every single thing definitely makes a lot of sense while you are there in the interview room. Now, to guide us on the interview tips and tricks, or rather I should say to help us removing the phobia of interview, I have invited one of my friend from Red Hat. So her name is Nikita, and she works as a business intelligence engineer. She has a very good demonstrated history for working in the computer software industries. More than 3 years of her, she is working in the computer industry, and she's very much good in like handling Microsoft Word, Office, Linux system administrator, SAS Base, the business objective administrations. Something she's a certified as SFC, and more important, she has a very keen interest in for business analyst role. So, without further ado, let me bring on our guest for tonight, Nikita, for you all. Hey, Nikita, welcome.
Hello, Gourav. Thank you so much for such an extensive and nice introduction. I
Anytime.
mean, I can't say like I'm an expert, like no way expert, but we together we are trying
Yes.
our best to help people out there and remove this interview phobia. Because when you invited me to this session, like let's do a live session. There is
Yes.
something, your heartbeat raises somehow, and you
Yes.
feel like, oh my gosh, I'm going to appear. I need to be perfect. That performance pressure and all of that. It's natural, it comes from within. And how do you tackle that? This is the session
This
we
is
are going to
something.
talk about.
Yes. So definitely. And before you start, I just want to come up with the particular part that we both work for Red Hat. And this is a proper, what I always wishes to say that we both do work for Red Hat, but this is what we both do for our personal passion. There is no way that this is a Red Hat official channel or being endorsed by Red Hat, or I either should say that is being influenced by Red Hat. This is the things that you avoid doing in an interview and you will be getting hired. No, nothing is like that. This is out of our both personal and professional experiences, that what we have learned, and what we are going to talk about today is purely based on our passion and a way to give back to the community. That's all. So I believe, Nikita, you will be the right person that when you see this heartbeat going up and down, and I believe we work as an industry expert, though we can still have a way to calm them up. But talking about the freshers, I believe they are the one who always face this challenge. So please take up the very first part, which I always want to ask: how freshers should tack, or I should say, how freshers should face this phobia of interview?
You know, yeah, Gaurav, like, this is something that we want to emphasize on a lot today because once you are experienced, you know how to tackle things, right? A
Hmm.
little bit better than freshers. So today, freshers are, way advanced. They know in and out, they know all the job perspectives and everything, but still somehow that fear remains in your mind that somebody who is experienced is anyway better than you. You know, this
Hmm.
feeling in itself is something which breaks you, and you are not able to, communicate properly, or maybe you're not able to question and, ask them what they are trying to say or what they are trying to ask from you. So as soon as you go for the interview as a fresher, you are in that performance pressure of they are better. Okay, I need to give them right answers. I am not
Right.
good enough. These are some things which makes you less of a confident, maybe I would say. And these are several factors. Language comes into picture. When you talk about language, English is something which many people are influenced.
Right.
When you talk about English, I have certainly made a complete video, whole soul video about that. Because just because you are average in a language, okay, and just because you think you cannot speak well in English, you
Hmm.
think you are not good for anything. Okay, why do we give so much of emphasis to a language? Okay, it's taken
Right.
over us, right? And why do we let it do that? Because this is not something which should carry the whole weightage. Okay, so interviewer is not judging you based on how good you speak in English, but he is judging you on how good you are as a person. Okay, because you're a fresher, they don't judge you even on how technically strong you are.
Hmm.
Okay,
Right.
again it depends on roles to roles, right? That if you are appearing for a people centric role, you have to be good. Okay, but if you are not appearing for the people centric role, still we are in that pressure of speaking fluent English. It comes with time, Gaurav. If when I joined, 3 years back or maybe 4 years back, we were not this good. Okay, we are still evolving, we are still
Yes.
improving,
Yes. Yes.
and this process is never going to end. This,
Absolutely.
right?
Right. I agree. Means you brought up a very nice point that even for a fresher means I can easily correlate that when I was appearing for my first interview, I was so conscious that hey, I should speak very good English. And on the other side, I was knowing that whatever I want to say, I won't be able to communicate better because I was having that phobia in my head that if the other person is not gonna like the person who won't understand Hindi or my language, he will be just throw me out. And I was trying to just speak up in English without even knowing that what I'm trying to speak. So I can definitely correlate. So that makes a very good point that talking about English. Basically, viewers, I just want to bring your notice that Nikita also has her own YouTube channel. Do go and like, share, and subscribe, and definitely leave a comment over there that hey, we were watching Cheers with Gaurav and you were there, and you can see on the screen her YouTube handle name also. So it's IT Girl Nikki. Please go and subscribe that. So that's the part. But now, just coming back to our discussion, that English. So, Nikita, what would be your advice that people what they should do when they encounter such a situation? Like on the other side of the desk, definitely the person who is taking their interview is gonna be experienced. Is this the fact they should adopt or they should understand that yes, that person is more than experienced, so they will understand that which situation you are going through. So how to come up with that confidence? What would you suggest to all the people?
So, Gaurav, when you talk about the interviewer,
Hmm.
he is gonna judge you. Okay, he or she, whoever is on the other side of the desk, he is there to judge you. Okay, because he is going to pay you. So
Yeah.
you need to be good. You need to fit into that role, and accepting that fact that yes, he or she is experienced. What is the harm in that? Okay,
Hmm.
and thinking that he or she is good, how does that influence you? How does that make you perform better or perform
Hmm.
lesser? That's what
Right.
my point is, right? You go as you are, you go as yourself. Okay, because in that 1 hour of interview, it's not going to change you, right? You
Right.
suddenly won't make your levels up.
Hmm.
I mean, if I say it out loud, you are not going to change for that person right
Yeah.
away. You can maybe you have several things to take away from that interview, and later you can work on them for sure. But right now, on that moment, you have to be yourself. You have to be the best version of yourself that you have already come out with, and being confident, okay, being grounded and showing your real and true side is the best advice that I can give. Maybe it sounds mainstream that being yourself, but this is the only thing that works.
No, definitely being yourself. And I always said this part in my previous session that you are the best judge of yourself. You be
Or
comfortable and then you just be in front of someone, right? So you brought up a very good point. Adapt that and be yourself. Don't change it for a person to whom you are going to interact is for just 1 hour, because ultimately you are going to lose that personality. Right, absolutely great, Nikita. Talking about one more point, we just started off with the freshers phobia. That hey, these are the things that fresher think. So very nicely brought it up. First is English, and second one, adapt yourself first, and then you go and start impressing somebody else. Talking about the experience side, do you really think that experienced people does also have this interview phobia when they are gonna sit in somebody in front of someone?
why not? I mean, think of a situation where you are appearing for an interview, okay, and or I am appearing for an interview. Won't we have that phobia, Gaurav?
No, means
We'll have
definitely I
that,
will be having.
of course. Right?
Yeah.
So we have not maybe phobia of this person knows better or that person
Hmm.
knows better, but that performance pressure. Okay, if
Yes.
I have years of experience, man, I have to look good. Okay, I have to speak good. I need to know this. Okay, I need to maybe answer in a certain way that he finds me technical enough. Okay, so these are some performance pressures because we already carry a lot of 3 years experience burden with us,
Right.
right?
Right.
So why not? I mean, experienced people do have phobias. Some exceptions are always there, but they are beyond.
No, definitely they are gonna be beyond expectations. So people, please feel free to put down your questions in the chat box, and we will try to answer as many asked questions you have in your head. And if you are a like fresher or an experienced, please feel free to put your questions so that we can answer them up and we can guide. No, definitely we have said that we are not the high professional techies who can guide you, but definitely we can try to resolve you. Okay, so you just brought up a very nice point, Nikita. You were saying that whether when we are, sorry, not whether, but I should say when we are an experienced fellow, we definitely have that performance pressure that hey, I should look good, need to be fluent in English, whatever I have learned, I need to be at my max, right? I always have this question while I was like pursuing as a fresher, that people always say that you need to be a clean shave, you need to have comb your hair in right way, always wear a formal clothes, just have your t-shirt tucked in, don't roll up your sleeves, and wear a proper formal shoes. Does these things also matter in an interview according to you?
Oh my God, Gaurav. This is such a controversial question because
No, no,
it
just yeah.
depends. I
Yes.
mean, it depends upon company to company, culture to culture. But
Mhm.
if you ask me to look as somebody else, which I'm not from inside, it might, I might lose my confidence because I'm not feeling comfortable in my body. Okay.
Right.
So, because whatever I'm wearing, I'm not used to it. Okay. So,
Right.
these are some things that we need to keep in mind. Um, while making our outlook or while making our choosing our wardrobe for the interview, but appearance matters. It's not just that you can go like wearing anything. Okay, you need
Mhm.
to look decent. Of course, this is the first time, and it's well said that first impression is the last impression. You need to make sure that you are not looking outrightly different. Okay,
Right.
just just try to look relatable, decent enough, and not like too formal, but good.
Right. Means because why I brought it up this question is I always feel very uncomfortable while wearing the proper formal attire. Means definitely in an interview you cannot go by wearing a rug jeans, but at
Yeah.
least you can have a very formal looked jeans. Means you should look decent. And you brought it up a right point that while choosing a wardrobe, you cannot be always go and very much violent that, hey, look, I have an open shirt and I'm wearing a rug jeans and a pinpointed shoes or some good quality sneakers. No, that is definitely not the culture. You should be a very much like confident in whatever you wear. That should not be like spoiling the culture also, and side by side it is also looking very systematic, organized way person. So that is a nice point. There is a question coming out of our viewers. So Muthaiya says that, what is the star pattern in an interview? I believe everybody understands about star, which I understand is situation, task, action, and results. So what is your take on that?
Very tricky question, Mathaya. Like, situation depends on, maybe you're talking about certain scenarios, right?
Right.
I mean, if given that, given a situation or something like that, so maybe it depends on person to person. Let's say, you are a fresher, okay? And maybe in the job description, some things overwhelm you, okay, and you are in front of the interviewer and they are asking you what part of this job description attracted you the most, okay, why are
Mhm.
you appearing for this interview, what would be your answer? Because you are in need of a job, no matter what. If this job belongs to you, do you really want to become that person? Okay, doesn't matter, but you are trying to give answers just to satisfy the interviewer and just to answer the question. So I
Mhm.
think these are some situational based questions that interviewer asks. These are out of trick that I believe, and there they try to understand what is your approach toward that question. Are you really interested? Do you really relate to this position? So
Mhm.
these are some things that I feel to answer his question.
No, definitely. I believe I just want to make one more point over here that we are talking about star, where situation, task, action, and results. Moreover, I believe as a fresher, we are always concerned about our results, means basically the outcome. And for that, we just start simply ignoring our situation, our task, and to action also. We just land up in the last that, hey, what it is going to be, how it is going to be, whether I'll be able to crack it or not, which is a part of outcomes that are going to be the results. But before that, you need to understand that what is the situation you are in, what is the task that is being assigned to you, is it completed or not, or like what will be the action you are going to take if somebody put it a question like in front of you.
Yeah.
So these are the very important things. So I hope Muthaiya, you got the point. Second question again coming from Muthaiya, he says that, how to impress in tell me about yourself. Oh my god.
Oh my
Still
gosh.
trying to figure it out.
Yeah, yeah. Muthiah, just
Yes.
give us a second for that. Because
Yes.
Gaurav, when I look for this question in YouTube, I see 5 million views on any video. Okay,
Seriously.
it
Okay.
yes, we should make a video about that.
Yeah. Nice idea.
Because
Uh-huh.
it's such a high fundu question that I would say. Because tell me something about yourself. We can easily comment on others, okay, we can easily judge others, we can easily tell our perspective of how this person looks or how he thinks, but
Mhm.
the most difficult part in life is if you know yourself. This is the
Mhm.
most difficult thing, okay, and that is why I feel from my perspective this question is very tricky, because
Mhm.
what we lagged whole the entire this life is we can't figure out our own self, and if we know ourselves, that is the achievement. Very few people know what is their niche, okay, what do they really like, what makes them happy. Okay, these are some things undiscovered, unveiled, and most difficult things to answer. I
Mhm.
think that, right? So tell
Right.
me something about yourself. Coming to this question after all of that I said, is I think you should not go into the technical things that you have done, okay? Because when they say, tell me something about yourself, they want to know about your personality, how you are as a person first, okay? Then it comes to what background or maybe what family you really belong, because it's a personal question, I believe.
Yes.
Okay, so right over jumping onto I know this, I'm technically expert in this. Okay, these are not some things that you should choose to answer first. Keep your sequence as in like I am this, I believe in this, my hobbies are these, I belong to this. Okay, these are my interests, that's what I want to do in life. And then maybe you can carry over to your technical expertise. So start from the ground, how you are as a person, what you want to do, and later you carry forward all your expertise
Mhm.
maybe.
तो डेफिनेटली निकिता, क्या पॉइंट लाया यार आपने, मतलब सच में मैं व्हेन यू वर सेइंग ना, मैं इस बात से रिलेट कर पा रहा था कि टेल मी अबाउट योरसेल्फ में आई ऑलवेज टॉक अबाउट दैट, हे माय नेम इज गौरव शर्मा एंड आई वर्क फॉर दिस, then I never jump on to my technical part. Now I'm realizing, because after working in 3 years, I'm not giving any interview, right? So when I speak about myself, I start with my designation. I start that what I am here for, rather than, hey, look, I have done this and that and XYZ certificates, or I know C, C++, blah blah blah, all those things. Because now I can understand, because somebody else on the other side of table, he is going to ask all those things in another 1 hour. This 5 minutes is for you to just understand that what you are trying to do. Nice point, nice point. Thank you so much for giving us that insight, Nikita, and reminding us all that tell me about yourself is about you, not about somebody
Exactly.
else. Right,
Because
right. So, guys, yeah, please, please.
Gaurav, it's just one thing that I want to add here is if they want to take you, okay, they
Mhm.
want to take you not just to give you away, because you are joining a company, you are joining that organization, you are joining that culture. They have
Mhm.
all the rights to know how you are as a person. Okay, what do you
Right.
really like? So
Mhm.
I think it makes sense to ask this question.
Definitely, it does make sense. And now I can easily correlate. And I hope all the viewers can easily also relate to this point. So, people, please feel free to put your questions in the comment section. We can definitely take some couple of more questions, uh, and we will see how we can help you. So, Anant has a question that how to nail the introduction in an interview. So, I believe this is what we were trying to just discuss. Following up another question coming out of Anant, he says, how to ask about the feedback for an interview without being rude. Oh my God.
How
Yes.
to ask about the feedback of an interview without being rude. I think there is nothing to be rude about, is it? I mean,
Uh-huh.
if you are asking for feedback, you are certainly being down to earth, Anand. Because why not? I mean, you are asking for feedback. Not many people have the tendency to do that. They don't feel okay that they need feedback. But
Right.
if you want to continuously improve in life, you need to seek for feedbacks. Okay, it makes
Right.
you. It really makes you a better version than ever before. If you have appeared for an interview, your motive shouldn't be to crack you always, because that chances of not being able to crack or not being able to make it are always there. Okay,
Mhm.
so if you are not, somehow you have a feeling, right? I'm gonna get selected. I'm gonna get not gonna get selected. But don't leave this chance of asking. Please give me a feedback whether or not you select me, but I want to know what are the improvement scope in me. Okay, I want to really improve that because I want to be a better person than today. Okay,
Right.
and just be down to earth, just be as you are. Okay, the more simple you sound while asking for feedback, the more impression you create. I think so.
But definitely it does make sense that रूड वाली बात तो पहली बात है नहीं. मतलब आप किसी से पूछ रहे हो, रूड आप तब होगे when you already know that I have done miserably bad in the interview. तो आपको खुद को ही पता है कि फीडबैक लेने का कोई मतलब ही नहीं है. And then if you have performed good and you are able to answer, then towards the end, if I am an interviewer, I believe everybody gives an opportunity to you that, hey, anything you would like to ask, you can always ask about that. Hey, sir, I want to, or hey, ma'am, I just want to know how I can improve better. And don't ask about that, did I performed well? I would say always ask that how I can improve more. Is there any suggestions or tips for me? Or I should say, if I have done something wrong, please tell me that how I can improve myself. And I believe that is something gonna like make a good impression on somebody else which you are trying to do. So
Gaurav,
that is
such a nice point you brought it. I think I missed to bring it up, but you did a great job in putting it forward that did I perform well? This in itself shows like you're confident that you did. Okay,
yeah.
so avoid this question. Maybe it doesn't make sense because if you did good, they will select you. But ask for what you did not do well. Okay, this will help you and this will make them feel that you are grounded enough.
Mhm. No, definitely that definitely makes some sense. I just want to say namaste bhaiya. So my one of my he's my elder brother who's over here. Namaste sir करके मुझे छेड़ रहे हैं, but definitely sir आप मेरा
Namaste.
please WhatsApp message या reply जरूर करें. I want to connect with you. So he's a quite busy and occupied person, our Anuj bhaiya. So yeah, I would definitely want to collab with him as well. So jumping on, guys, please feel free to bug your questions. And towards the part, my next question to you, Nikita, is that there is a very famous saying coming from Arthur Ashe, a nice writer. He quoted once that one important key to success is self confidence, and an important key to self confidence is preparation. Means what I always see is that nobody is perfect. They need to learn, and it is a never ending process. But when we are talking about the self confidence, it comes out with the preparation. So, what are the tips that you want to give to all our viewers that, hey, these are the things that happen with every individual? Don't be afraid. This is a very normal part. Or what are the tricks that you might to give to all our viewers that this is the if you adopt them, you will be definitely gonna perform good in an interview.
Such a great question, Gaurav. Before this our session, before our talk, I thought that I will talk about it. Not necessarily, I faced it, but I really my friends, they gave me certain kind of feedbacks, or I learned from their experiences.
Mhm.
So, while appearing for an interview, maybe you're a fresher or some experienced person, you always want to answer right. Okay. And you always feel that, the interviewer is asking for perfect answer. Okay. So, that self confidence is always important, but your approach matters a lot. Okay.
Mhm.
So because the interviewer, he was once in your shoes. Okay. So maybe they ask some difficult questions which they know that one person might not be able to crack it or answer it in the first go, but they still want to give it to you, seeking that do you have the approach, okay, the good approach. I think the self confidence matters in picking those hard questions up, but that patience of not being able to know the answer, or maybe how should I put it forward, saying that I don't know the answer, but I know the approach, and if you give me some more time I should be able to crack it. Did you come across any such situation? Because I did not personally, but few of my friends did. And what helped them is patience, being calm and composed during, when they fire difficult questions on you, when they trap you, maybe in some unrealistic scenarios, and they want to see how you tackle them.
Right, right. Means you brought a very good point on self confidence. I was able to relate with one of the saying from Steve Nash, and I believe everybody knows who are a good basketball fan. He said once that I am playing, I am here, I'm going to fight until they tell me they don't want me anymore. So I was able to correlate that people, what they try to do is they keep on trying to answer, just like I just have to answer it. They don't accept
Yeah,
that, okay, you don't know it or you know the approach. Let me try to work it in that way, right? So you need to adapt first that, okay, I don't know the answer. And what's bad in saying that? Nobody knows everything. And over the other side,
yeah,
you have already said that the interviewer was also a person who was sitting on the other side of table, so he might be
of
knows
course.
that you are trying to fool him around with your like answers or what you are trying to actually do. So definitely,
Yeah.
what is other tip that you wish to give it to pass on to Nikita, means for all the viewers?
So, Gaurav, there is a thin line between being self confident, self reliant, self motivated, and being overconfident. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, there is a very slight difference. Sometimes out of excitement, we tend to forget this limit, but we get so enthusiastic and so overconfident while being in the interview, when everything is going as per you, you are on the flow and you're just jumping on to answer everything, whether or not you understand the question. Okay,
Hmm.
so these are some things that we should avoid. Okay, maybe you know everything, you are an expert, but try to listen to what exactly he is asking. Okay,
Hmm.
don't be confident and in a hurry to just answer it back because the person is asking. Okay, it's always better to skip the question rather than giving wrong and unrealistic answers.
Hmm.
So, right, because what will, think of a situation, you are in a job, okay, the interviewer is of the same mindset as, he wants to judge you on the same levels because he wants to make you work in the same team, in his team maybe. Okay, so your approach and how you behave, how you take questions, do you take do you think before answering? These are some things he's looking for. Or are you just, this spontaneous that you tend to answer everything, be it right or wrong? Okay,
Right, right.
so thinking before answering is very, very important.
Right. So you brought it out some of the key points which I can easily buckle up, that English is not the only barrier, that hey, if you don't know English, it's fine. More objective is to convey you what you feel about that situation. Secondly, just be comfortable. First of all, don't try to impress somebody for 1 hour. Be yourself first and be enough confident that, hey, I can do it. First of all, believe in that. One of the important part is talking about when you are in front of someone, understand and accept that other person was also like you when he or she was there. Adapt that yes, he or she is an experienced person, he knows way better than me, I am here to justify what I am. More important, as a
Yes.
fresher or as a professional, when you are sitting, don't try to just impress with your technical skills. Like Muthaiya Blaze brought out of this beautiful discussion talking about, tell me about yourself. Hey, we are looking for you, not your technical skills that we are gonna anyhow judge for 1 hour. But first of all, try to impress with what you are, what are your beliefs, what do you want to know, right? And then ask, like, as everybody says, that just be yourself, nothing bad in that. ओके, टॉकिंग अबाउट निकिता, एक बहुत अच्छा टर्म है जो इंटरव्यू के अंदर चलता है, एंड आई बिलीव जब वो चीज, अगर इफ यू आर एबल टू क्रैक द इंटरव्यू, वो चीज अच्छी हो जाती है, और अगर इंटरव्यू खराब हो जाए तो वो चीज बुरी हो जाती है. एंड दैट व्हाट द वेरी फेमस सेइंग ऑफ लाइक मिलियंस ऑफ पीपल विच सेज दैट मेरा लक ही खराब है या मेरा लक ही अच्छा था. Luck. This four keyword means, oh my god, means these four alphabets have never ever like left everybody's life. मेरा लक अच्छा था तो मैंने इंटरव्यू क्लियर कर दिया, मेरा लक खराब है तो मैं इंटरव्यू में रह गया. Do you really
Okay.
believe in luck, or the people who says to you that hey, luck is the same or luck decides the most? What is your
Okay.
take on that? Mhm.
Okay. Two, three things here to say. First of all, is I do believe in luck. Okay. I
Mhm.
do believe that's why the word exists.
Mhm.
Fortunate, I'm lucky, I'm blessed. It exists. That's why I believe in that. Okay.
Right.
So, yeah, it comes from years of experience. So, definitely, there is some mystery, some power behind it. Okay. So, and second thing is, when we say I failed because my luck, I was not fortunate enough. Okay. So, I mean, are you 100% sure that you are the best person suiting for this job? Ask yourself, right? If you were not able to make it somehow, there are two, three ways to tackle the feeling. First of all, you were not good enough for that day. It doesn't have to do anything with your luck. It's just that you did not perform. Okay. Second thing is, maybe there is always somebody better than us. There is always
Mhm.
somebody replaceable. Okay. There is always somebody who performed better on that day than you did.
Yes.
Yes. So these
Acceptance.
are some things. Accept it. Accept your defeat. Accept your failure because when failure, this word exists, it has some meanings, positive, negative. Don't just, put everything on this luck and fortune because you did not do good for that day, you did not get selected, or you did not good, you was not good enough for that day, or maybe somebody was better. Okay, there is always not the end of the day. There are so many opportunities lying on the road. Maybe something maybe better is coming for you for sure. That's what I feel, because whatever you are not able to get, there was some reason behind it. Trust that instinct feeling. It was not for you. Okay, there are many things for you planned already. Just walk on the direction. Understand what you need from inside. You know, this is a very key thing, because I was not able to understand that what I really need from myself. This is the gradual course of life. Some people, they don't discover this the all their life. Okay, some people, they understand at the very initial stage of their life. If you talk about Mark Zuckerberg, okay, he if you talk about Bill Gates, okay, so they have some supreme power. Not that whatever you think is good for you, maybe you think it 2 years later down the line. You change, you evolve, you understand the perspective for yourself, and this perspective keeps on changing. And
Right.
then you become the final version of yourself. But this process of being perfect goes on and on. So this luck thing,
Definitely. Mhm.
no, I don't think so. You did not perform well.
यस, मीन्स एक्सेप्ट कर लो कि हाँ ये हुआ या नहीं हुआ. एंड आप जब ये बात बोल रहे थे, आई वॉज एबल टू रिलेट दैट मैनी ऑफ माई व्यूअर्स नो दैट हाउ बिग फैन आई एम फॉर रामायण एंड महाभारत. तो ना
Yeah.
मुझे एक किस्सा याद आता है महाभारत का, जो सबने देखा होगा. अगर आपने नहीं भी देखा, यू विल बी एबल टू कोरिलेट विद दैट कि जब मतलब जयद्रथ, जो मतलब हमारे पांडवास के अपोजिट साइड में थे, मतलब उनके ही सिस्टर के हस्बैंड हैं, जिनको वरदान था कि अगर जिन्होंने भी इसको मारा, जिसकी वजह से उनका सर धरती पे गिरा, वो अग्नि में जल के भस्म हो जाएंगे. और ये बात उनको पता चल चुकी है, और उन्होंने ही, उनकी वजह से ही अर्जुन के बेटे की डेथ होती है. तो अर्जुन का बेटा मर चुका है, और अर्जुन प्रण ले लेता है कि मतलब सूरज ढलने से पहले मैं इसको मार दूंगा, और वो छुप जाते हैं जा करके. अब उसी वक्त कृष्ण क्या करते हैं, जो उनके अर्जुन के सारथी हैं, वो अपने सुदर्शन चक्र को सूरज के आगे ले आते हैं. राइट. और वो जब वहां पर शकुनी आते हैं और जयद्रथ ओवर कॉन्फिडेंट होकर के उनके सामने आ जाता है, और शकुनी उनको बोलते हैं कि कृष्ण, तुम्हारा सुदर्शन इस सूर्य के आगे क्यों ढक रखा है. मेरे को अभी तक याद है वो कृष्ण जी का जवाब था उनके रिटर्न में कि मामा श्री, मैं सूर्य अस्त तो नहीं करवा सकता, बट सूर्य अस्त का वातावरण तो बनवा सकता हूँ. मतलब आई कैन क्रिएट दैट एटमोस्फेयर, राइट. Sometime which you feel that you have done wrong in an interview might not be wrong, and you rightly brought it up, Nikita, that point that on that day you might not performed well, because something good is awaiting, because that was something which was supposed to happen, because God have planned something in that life, because गॉड जो ऊपर बैठा है वो ऐसा वातावरण बना रहा है तुम्हारे लिए कि भाई बहुत अच्छी चीज आने वाली है. जस्ट वेट फॉर दैट मोमेंट. So don't be get depressed that hey यार मैंने आज अच्छा परफॉर्म किया. Even
Yeah.
if at that point Arjun have thought of that कि भाई इसी ने मरवा दिया, so it wouldn't have been possible to get so much of learning. Proud to be the person that you have surrounded with a lot of good ethical people, that they can guide you and something more much awaiting for you. So that's the part. Sorry for that
So
long
while talking
discussion.
about this, no,
Yeah.
absolutely, it was worth
Yes.
it. Worth
Yeah.
listening to you for 2 3 hours. so,
Mhm.
so Gaurav, while living in this technical and high tech world, we tend to
Mhm.
believe this is everything. Okay,
Mhm.
we tend to forget our ground values. So
Mhm.
I think after all, we all are humans. Okay,
Right.
so if that interviewer is a human, you appearing for that interview, you are a human. Okay,
Mhm.
somebody is not judging you for your core values. How do you think about that? Your core values, they really lay the strong foundation in you, and do not forget about it.
Mhm.
While appearing for anything, doing or chasing anything in life, don't forget that you are, after all, a human.
Yes. Definitely, definitely. Coming out of the box, Anant has put it down a question that uncertainty is the only certain there is, and knowing how to live with insecurity is the only security.
Wow. Oh my
Means,
gosh.
oh
I
my God.
love this question.
Yes, so this is what they have just summarized it up. Thank you so much, Anand, for bringing that part and up learning for everyone. So we'll take another question coming out of Hirsch, which says that how to deal with the HR question like, where do you see yourself? And I think these questions are hard to prepare. What is the main objective behind these questions and how to deal?
To answer this question, I think Harsh has very nice question, and it's a very tricky question, of course, to answer. But I think they want to understand your futuristic perspective of things. Are you a very light note person, or you have some plans ahead? Do you really believe in that goal? You have some timelines set, because it helps them understand, if you are given a project. Okay, how seriously you take it. If today I give you a raw project, and if I ask you to deliver it after 6 months, do you have your timelines or priorities set? If you do it for yourself, or you have the same implication in your life, you will be able to take this perspective in everything you are given. That's what I feel, and that's what I think they want to drive out of this answer, is that, do you think ahead, or you are just a go with the flow person? You have plannings in mind, because projects in IT or maybe in industry, they don't go just like that. You need a lot of planning. You need to set every goal into milestones, have your clear timeline set, and I think this question clearly belongs to that. Some
And
people might have different perspectives about that, but that's what I feel.
no, thank you so much, for bringing up this question because I believe towards the end of any of the interview, every individual faces this question, which they say is that how do you see yourself or where do you see after 5 years or 10 years? You brought it up right way. They are asking for your planning. That what is your plan in your mind? Or yeah, सर हम तो आ गए घोड़े बेच के आप बस हमें हायर कर लो नहीं वो नहीं चाहता ये चीज सुनना. They just want to know what is your thought process, and that's where they want to judge you, that are you a person who wants to like contribute to the team. They want to know that how well prepared you are to take the advantages or the things that they are going to throw on you, and all those particular parts. So thank you so much. I hope you got the point, Harsh, and thank you so much, Nitiketa, again for bringing up such a nice words to it. So we are towards the end of our session, Nikita. Any piece of advice that
Gaurav, but
yeah, please, please.
no, I just thought that, Anant, before Harsh, he had a really nice point, and I wanted to, I was seeking a chance to elaborate that, because
Please, please, please.
uncertainty is the only certainty. Okay,
Yes.
while we live in insecurities, this is the only security.
Mhm.
I think it's a deep meaning. There's a deep meaning behind it when you tend to accept yourself as you are. Okay, because we cannot be perfect. Okay,
Mhm.
we are not robots, we are humans, as I said. Okay,
Right.
so you have some insecurities within you, which you are trying to overcome, but somehow you are not able to. Okay,
Mhm.
first of all, everything you tend to accept about yourself, because this is something that exists within you. Okay, and then, if you say it out loud, that, I have this weakness, this is my insecurity, then gradually you will feel that after certain years you are over it, because you are able to accept it in public rather than hiding it somewhere deep inside you. Okay, Anand, thank you for bringing this point up, because I did not think that we will bring this up. I think you are a deep person.
No, definitely. And you brought it up right that basically everybody has those blind spots within themselves, and it is happy to accept that. Means yesterday even I was working on certain things which I have done n number of time, but in some situation it comes out to me that I was so blank that hey, I'm not able to answer this. Is it really that I wishes to do? But at the second thought I thought, okay, might be I'm not able to answer. Let's take a break. And I sit back. And when I sit back after taking a small break, I was able to organize like, okay, they have just asked me the thing, but in a very different objective. So I need to just stick to the goal. So sometimes that blind spot is there with everyone, and that's where this uncertainty, insecurity, all those negative words start coming up. But if you see, and if you are able to bifurcate these words, insecurity से in हटा दो, uncertainty से un हटा दो, सब कुछ वही है. So even the famous saying, impossible itself says, I am possible. So it's just the way you
Yeah.
think in that situation. So that's the part. And thank you so much, Anand, for bringing up that part for us.
So,
So, right.
Gaurav,
Yes.
one of my
Yes.
friends, she, a couple of days back, she said, that she has a fear, or maybe a habit of, switching between topics. Okay.
Hmm.
She told me right away. Okay. So if she hides it within her that she has the habit of switching between topics, and the other person might get lost because he's not able to understand कि किस बात का आंसर दे रहे हो, जो पहले पूछी थी या जो अभी पूछी. Okay, but she is able to accept it, and that's the beauty about her,
Right.
right?
हम्म. नहीं, एक्सेप्टेंस तो बिल्कुल है यार, वो सबसे पहली चीज है, आप अपने आप को एक्सेप्ट कर लो. मतलब आई बिलीव whosoever is watching this video, they might be knowing that I am not the person who loves to wear formals. मैं पहन ही नहीं सकता. बट एट और फैन भी नहीं है ना, तो मतलब आई कैन प्राउडली वियर अ शर्ट बट आई नीड टू रोल इट अप.
Yeah.
I cannot be like the person who have these old sleeves, cufflinks, and then wearing a proper formal shirt, then t-shirt, because that is not supposed to be what Gaurav Sharma is all about. So I always try to be what I am, what I looks good, and definitely situation to situation. I love to wear blazers. I love to be formal, but that is not where I can always be a complete formal attire person, because ultimately I'm gonna lose my confidence. Acceptance is the very foremost thing, and then it's all depends on your conversation, how you drive it. You should not be rude. You should not be blunt, because if we just talk about your individual traits, there is a very thin line between confidence and overconfidence. There is a very thin line between certainty and uncertainty. There is a very thin line between security and unsecurity. If you gross it up, definitely you are going to lose your own trait. So
Yeah.
what moreover I can understand is simple, is that be yourself. Don't worry about that, hey, I'm not gonna do it or not. Results are the last thing. But before that, be in that situation, judge the task, take that action, and be the star performer of that 1 hour. Give it your best and then leave it. Let it be whatever it is gonna happen. So over to you, Nikita. Any piece of advice that you want to give it to all our viewers who are watching this video?
Um, uh, just one thing that I want to say is communicate to people. Communication is the key. Don't shy away from approaching people. If they don't respond to you back, maybe approach someone else because if you approach 50 people, they might 30 might get back to you, and that's all you need. Okay, do not shy away from approaching people because that's where you belong to. And second thing is, if you are good enough, do not fear, and you will be surely able to convert your learnings to earnings. You will get the job. You will get the right job that belongs to you. That's all.
Awesome. You rightly said it. First of all, I learn and then I remove L to earn. So that is very important part for everyone.
Mainstream, but it's important.
No, definitely. And that's the reason it says us so motivated, because at the end of the day, it's all about money that you want to earn. Or even when you're sitting in an interview, you have that mindset that, hey, I want to start my own earning, and I want to be an independent person. So that all the things that is there. Like before I say goodbye to Nikita and do a final cheers with her, I was able to remember a thought from Thomas Jefferson, who says that I'm a great believer in luck, and I find the harder I work, the more I have it. So definitely we both are the believer of Lux. The more important, my job is to bring you all with the good content, all the good speakers, to bring down some of the learnings to you that I have learned working with my colleagues. And in return, what we expect as a creator, as a person, is that to shower some love and support to us. And that's all what I have. And before I end up this session, I want to say a big thanks to Nikita. Thank you so much, Nikita, for like accepting this request of mine and giving us some of the nice perspective to remove the phobia of interview, being a fresher and being an experience. So I believe people, please go and shower some love to IT girl Nikki. Also, do go there and subscribe her channel. She's making some fantastic videos, short and sweet and crisp video out there, not like me who can have this 1 hour long conversation and all. But definitely go like, share and subscribe to her channel, and also do connect her on LinkedIn. There is a like in the description of this video you might find the link. You go there and just connect with her. She's very much vocal, very much social person who loves to interact with people, and that's all. So thank you so much, Nikita. Cheers from my side, and thank you so much for accepting the request.
Thank you, Gaurav. Just, one goodbye note from my side. I have two things to say. Is like, one quote. You have been talking about quotes all this while, so I thought I'll share one which I truly believe my life is based upon. That is like, from Pandit Nehru, is the mere act of aiming at something big really makes you big. Okay, so don't shy away from thinking big because it makes you big. Someday or the other,
Yes.
don't lose hope. And second thing is, Gaurav, I cannot thank you enough for the all the beautification that you have done to this the session. You are helping so many people out there. So I am getting benefited from everything that you are preparing. Gaurav, you are making such good content. I would suggest viewers, if you want to take value out of his content, go ahead, like, share, and subscribe to his content. And he's the best. He's doing the
Oh,
best.
no, 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 no. I'm just a good learner, which I learn from every
Everybody is
individual, just
learning.
the way I'm
Yeah.
learning. No, no. No, thank you so much for saying वो हमारी अच्छी स्क्रिप्टिंग डन थी गाइस कि हम लोग एक दूसरे का चैनल प्रमोट करेंगे और उसी तरह से एक दूसरे के सब्सक्राइबर बढ़ जाएंगे. So guys, please do genuinely shower some love if you feel that yes, we are doing some great. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel as well as Nikita's channel. Go out there and do comment what more videos do you wish to watch it out, and please don't forget to press the bell icon because something big is about to come up. So do like, share, and subscribe to the channel.
Oh.
I'm signing off. Goodbye, good evening. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much, Nikita, for accepting the request and guiding us with the removing of that phobia of interview. Thank you so much. Cheers, bye, good night. See you everyone in our next video. Thank you so much.